Hey, what's up guys, CHEEZ-IT here, back with another video. You already know what I'm here to do, so why don't we hop right into it and see what the hell Twitter is talking about today. This is gonna be kind of a weird video for me to make, because I literally just got done like fucking wiping away my tears, and if you're wondering why, look at the title of this video and come back to me. But I still want to cover some other stuff in the news, so I'm just gonna leave the whole Technoblade stuff until the end, because I don't want to have to separate this into two separate videos. I tend to want to upload one video at a time, so I'm just gonna dedicate more time to the Technoblade thing. But with that being said, let us continue. First up in the news, we have one of my former jobs actually doing something amazing. Now, if you don't know, I used to work at a Taco Bell for almost 2 years. I think it was like a year and 7 months. And you know, I liked my time working there. It was pretty alright. Pay was okay, not anything amazing, but Taco Bell is releasing a new big CHEEZ-IT tostada. Now, if you don't know what a tostada is, I actually had to make them myself. So it's the beef, the nacho cheese, a bit of sour cream, lettuce, tomato. You put a tostada shell in the middle, you wrap it up in a tortilla, and then you grill it. So with this new big CHEEZ-IT tostada, they're replacing that tostada with a giant fucking CHEEZ-IT. Now, if you're wondering why they're doing this, you know, the entire time I worked at Taco Bell, I was constantly having to manage the fucking Doritos Locos taco shells. And if you don't know, they are a pain in the fucking ass to work with. They are way more fragile than the other shells, either being so soft when they're warm that they break apart so easily, or so rigid that any fucking motion on them fucking cracks them to high hell. But yeah, they're doing this to replicate the success of their Doritos Locos tacos by basically just throwing in a giant fucking CHEEZ-IT in the middle, which honestly, I might go, you know, try it at least, you know. I still go there for their breakfast menu. I will say Taco Bell has one of the best breakfast menus of any place, except for their spicy sauce, that can go. Now for the next one, I'm just gonna go over the headline here, but Niantic, which has struggled to find a big hit since 2016's Pokemon Go, is canceling 4 projects and laying off 8% of its staff, around 85 to 90 people. So yeah, if you don't remember who Niantic is, or if you haven't played Pokemon Go in a while, basically grab your phone, go outside, touch grass, catch Pokemon. That's really it. And back in 2016, so many people were going on the craze of like, you know, just going out and hunting Pokemon, that it actually became sort of a problem. People were like invading people's privacy, going on like, you know, restricted property and shit like that. But ever since those days, its popularity has been dwindling. It did have a small resurgence in the last year when a lot of the pandemic stuff started getting lifted and people could actually go outside. It wasn't enough to save the company. So Niantic is just laying off almost 100 people, wow, in hopes of like recuperating their losses and, you know, things like that. Next up, this was kind of expected if you were kind of following the whole story with Logan Paul and his whole kind of fight with the UFC itself. He didn't fight anybody in the UFC, he was just straight up fighting with the management at the UFC. But we learned yesterday that Logan Paul has just signed with the WWE, becoming one of their superstar wrestlers, probably getting a lot of merchandise, yada yada. And honestly, I think this is a really good thing for Logan Paul, because if you look at the world of wrestling and the whole concept of fakeade and all that shit, it's all about creating an eccentric and wild and kooky ass character to entertain the fans. And Logan Paul has been able to do that time and time again and still reinvent himself and, you know, maintain an audience while doing so. So overall, I think Logan Paul signing on to the WWE is a really symbiotic relationship, both for Logan and for the WWE, and this might actually get me to watch the WWE. You know, it's somebody who I recognize and somebody who I wish gets thrown onto a pile of nails. Next up in the news, we have a clip from Paul Rudd. Now there's like an Avengers cruise line that goes around. You know, with Disney money you can do just about anything. So on this Disney cruise line, somebody took a clip of Ant-Man. I'm pretty sure this is an exclusive clip on the cruise line itself, so I don't know if I'm gonna get struck for, you know, showing this, but here's Ant-Man explaining why he couldn't shrink down and become a suppository for Thanus.
Hi, I'm Scott Lang, but you might know me as Ant-Man.
And I am Hope Van Dyne, the Wasp.
Look, before we start, let me address the elephant in the room. I've heard a lot of chatter out there asking why I didn't shrink down, go in, and kill Thanos in a really creative way. First of all, gross. Secondly, it's much more complicated than that. Allow me to explain.
If only we had the time.
God God damn it, Wasp. So yeah, of course, you know, being a family-friendly cruise line, they can't exactly go into all the details of going up a purple alien's ass and exploding him from the inside, but I think the fact that they acknowledged it is a pretty funny thing to do. Next up in the news, we have Republicans losing their minds at subtle imagery. Exclusive. I've obtained leaked video from Disney's upcoming show Baymax, which promotes the transgender flag and the idea that men can have periods to children as young as 2 years old. It's all a part of Disney's plan to re-engineer the discord around kids and sexuality. You know, and I think it's really funny because I think Chris Rufo and Walt Disney have one thing in common. They both hate the Jews. But no. In all reality, I think it's fucking hilarious how, like, 3 colors can get somebody so ass mad that they have to go try and fearmonger to the rest of society and saying, hey, look, it's a conspiracy.
It's a fucking flag, you retard.
Now, next up in the gaming news, we have a fucking insane story, right? Now, this is coming to us from Seattle Smash, of course being in Washington, in brackets, details removed from post. Trigger warning, murder and gore. We have permanently banned Collins Sweets Boldazar from the Western Washington Smash scene. We encourage anyone impacted by this tragedy to reach out to the Washington support panel. More info can be found in the linked reply. We have permanently banned Collins Sweets Boldazar from the Western Washington Smash scene. Colin is in custody and no threats exist to the community. Our deepest sympathies go out to the victim and their family. We encourage anyone impacted by this tragedy to reach out to the Washington support panel and encourage anyone who may know anything about the case to reach out to local law enforcement. More information can be found in the KOMO article below. And down below, the account runner posts a article where you're fucking with me, right? Shoreline man arrested, accused of murdering mother in apartment. King County Sheriff deputies were called to the Tuesday morning for a welfare check when a neighbor said the mother's vehicle was in her parking spot when she should be at work. The concerned neighbor also told deputies that she heard screaming coming from the mother's home at 2 a.m. the same morning, followed by a series of loud thumping noises. KCSO said the neighbor also brought up the ongoing issues the mother was having with her 29-year-old son, Colin Boldazar, who was had a no-contact order to not go near his mother, Laureen Collins. However, he was the one who answered the door when deputies arrived, even closing the door on them immediately before coming back out several minutes later. Boldazar admitted to knowing that he was in violation of the court order when asked and told the deputies Colin was at work, though he changed his story after they mentioned her car was still there. Deputies say he did admit to arguing with Collins all the time when he asked about the noises coming from the apartment in the early morning hours. Once inside the home to check on the mother, deputies say they found a body near a baseball bat. Boldazar himself also had apparent self-inflicted superficial wounds. Boldazar was arrested for an investigation of homicide. Holy fucking shit. You know, man, this just kind of goes to show that no matter who you meet, like, you never know what the hell's going on in their personal life. Like, you can meet a dude at a Smash event and he could be killing puppies for all you know. You can meet somebody in a Discord server and the next thing you know, they're a groomer. Yada yada, etc, etc. Now, we're gonna go into a little bit of happy news before we go into the Technoblade stuff. So, R. Kelly was sentenced to 30 years in prison. So, of course, a lot of people already know this, but I kind of had to get it out there myself. I'm happy. The guy that was pissing on kids' faces is finally getting his just desserts, and his face is probably gonna get pissed on in jail. So finally, in the news, we sadly have to hear about Technoblade passing away. Technoblade has passed away after his battle with cancer. His father delivered a final message on his behalf today. May he rest in peace. And you know, I show this tweet in particular because this is the tweet that I saw this from. This is the tweet that, you know, caught my eye and how I heard about it. So there is a video on YouTube on Technoblade's channel where his father kind of gives a final statement for Alex. I'm not going to play it here, but you can definitely go watch it if you want to. But I'm not going to lie, I was actually breaking down in tears, like not even halfway through the video, dude. But in Jake Lucky's tweet, we have what is in the final few seconds of the video that I think is important to read out here. We, the family of Technoblade, wanted all of you to know just how much he adored and respected his fans and colleagues. From Technoblade's earliest online days, he was always strategizing ways to delight and reward his audience, giving away online prizes, encouraging good sportsmanship, and most of all, sharing his Minecraft adventures for entertainment and laughs. Even after his eventual successes, differences, he somehow managed to keep his good-natured humility, competing with an endearing balance between confidence and self-deprecating wit. He avoided personal fame and worked hard to keep his true identity confidential, and we ask you to continue to honor his wishes to protect his privacy and the privacy of his family. This past year, we had a lot of rough spots for our son as he battled stage 4 cancer, but he didn't complain, and kept using his famous strategic mind to try to beat what he knew were almost impossible odds. My son's bravery on this path was a shining lesson to us all, who were privileged to walk with him. Thank you for sharing this journey through it all, as he did the work he loved for his beloved fans. Now you can already hear me start to break down in my voice. I don't really handle cancer news that well. You know, I was adopted into a Mexican family, so I have a rather large one, and you know, I've lost a lot of people to cancer, and it fucking sucks, dude. So kind of hearing about it, and you know, somebody that a lot of people cared about, it really fucking sucks. And it appears that even Technoblade was throwing salt onto the wounds, because before his death, he actually released a new merch where it literally just says GG, good game, kind of implying he knew that his days were kind of coming to an end. And the fact that he uploaded his final video, and it's fucking called So Long Nerds, it's kind of funny, but I feel bad for laughing about it, you know? But it appears even Technoblade kinda had a sense of humor in the face of death, so while I'm editing this video, if any sort of fund or any sort of fundraiser happens for Techno's family, I will make sure to link it down in the description below. But now let us get into some of the responses from, you know, the people that knew Techno. Technoblade's personality and sense of humor were a true inspiration to me and countless others. Thank you for everything you gave to a world that took you too soon. You will always be a legend. Rest in peace, Technoblade. Technoblade was dealing with it like a champion. The way he joked about his situation and put everybody at ease. He seemed invincible, even in the end. Leaving things with So Long Nerds. What an incredible character. He did it his way. He will stay invincible in our memories. I can't even comprehend how strong you have to be, knowing it's your last day and to say goodbye like he did, including jokes, naming it So Long Nerds. He never lost himself, and he did it in his way until the very end. He was stronger than all of us. My heart goes out to everyone who was close and loved Technoblade. He was so special, and his ability to remain in high spirits and joke around even in the darkest of times is so honorable. Rest in peace, fuck cancer. Rip Technoblade, you inspired millions around the world, and your legacy will live on forever. Oh, and fuck cancer. Rest in peace, Technoblade. I'll never forget the thrill I got when he joined my VC when I went to Dodgebolt in the very first MCC to cheer us on. You gave me your energy and I took that shit to the finish line. Core memory I'll never forget, as I'll never forget you. Fuck cancer. An inspiration and legend for so many of us. My heart aches. Rest easy, Technoblade. R.I.P. Technoblade. It was an honor to be outplayed by you on numerous occasions. Rest in peace, Technoblade. Your happy attitude and unrivaled humor got a lot of us through some tough times. It hurts to hear you're not with us any longer, but I think we're all glad to have the time that we did with you. Fuck cancer. 07. You're one of the most real creators I've ever met. From the moment I met you, I've respected you. This hits different, much like Techno did because he hit like a train. Because he was just that good. Rest in peace, Technoblade. Technoblade's death is so heartbreaking. His dad seems so sweet and genuine that you can see just how great Technoblade was for his dad. God bless ya. Hold your loved ones close. I had the pleasure of playing Minecraft Monday with Technoblade a few years ago, and you couldn't have been nicer. One of a kind. Rest in peace, Technoblade. You absolute legend 07. And the final response here is actually from YouTube Gaming themselves, which is, you know, out of character but welcomed. Through the hardest challenges, Technoblade was able to share his light and energy with so many around the world. We're deeply saddened by the news of his passing, and our thoughts go out to his family, friends, and the Technoblade community. You know, I don't really know what to say to end off this segment here. Even though I didn't really watch Technoblade, he was always surrounded by people I would watch, like Justin Minks, Jay Schlatt, the general Minecraft community, and a lot of my friends looked up to him. And it's always weird to have somebody die so young, because it's always a strange feeling waking up knowing that somebody's not there. And it's another thing that this guy is only 3 years older than me. So to all the people who watched Technoblade, bought his merch, and was generally a part of the community, I'm sorry for your loss. To his family, to his friends, to everybody, R.I.P. Technoblade. This is CHEEZ-IT, going to fuck to sleep.